Hi there. All right, let's start. Just give me a second. All right, I think you can see my screen. So let's go. In today's fast paced and ever changing work environment, things such as trust, conflict, enjoyment, and sense of belonging are crucial for building a successful team. But I don't want you to build just a successful team. I want to make sure that they are thriving. So these factors not only contribute on the well-being of team members, but also affect the overall productivity and performance of the team. But what are the necessary elements for a team to thrive, and what are the key things that you need to think about? So, my name is Ro Fernandez. I'm the CEO and co founder at Nova. And today I will discuss with you the 12 dimensions of a thriving team. And my goal is not only to share these dimensions with you, but also provide a flexible framework that you and your team can use to create an environment where your team can thrive and not just survive. So let's go over those 12 dimensions. So as you see here, we start with trust and we go all the way to results. And what we are going to be doing in this session is I'm going to explain how each of these dimensions work and then give you a framework to think about these dimensions and create a plan for you to basically improve how your team is working today. So let's go. All right. So here are the first three dimensions of those 12. These dimensions are considered the fundamentals. Some team members have higher score in other areas, but if they don't put the effort to ensure these three fundamentals are covered, they are probably not going to see the results they are looking for or the results that they were expecting. So we are going to start with trust. Trust is a key fundamental dimension, but not all teams have mastered it because often politics, ego, authority gets in the way. Trust is the ability of team members to show vulnerability, share their opinions openly, share concerns, and discuss mistakes. The second dimension is conflict, and it's not just about a team's ability to manage conflict, but rather it's about how comfortable team members feel sharing opposite ideas without the fear of being punished. It is how likely a team member is to disagree with the highest paid person in the room, and how likely team members are to engage in healthy and productive discussions. This is also known as creative abrasion and is the ability for teams to have very heated but constructive arguments to create a portfolio of alternatives and being able to predict risk and challenges on early stages of an idea. The third fundamental is enjoyment, which has become essential for new generations. Enjoyment at work is connected to the ability to hire the right people based on their tasks they are going to be doing on daily basis, and less about running team building meetings. It's about ensuring that tasks are aligned with what team members love to do, so they overall enjoy what they do and they feel enthusiastic about going to work. So let's move to the next section, and of course we're gonna let you ask questions by the end of this session. So now let's move to the next three, where we have a sense of belonging, commitment, and accountability. So to be committed, team members should be involved in the decision and fully understand the outcome and the reasoning of an activity. They are committed because they believe in the process and the results. They are committed because they are part of it, because they belong, because it matters to them. But a team member can be committed but not accountable. It is also important to keep accountability in mind and create a space where team members, including managers, hold each other accountable, and they feel that they can count on each other to get things done. It is never enjoyable to go to work while they're being unsure if a team member will do their part, or feeling that you cannot hold them accountable because it needs to be escalated to your manager. So it's extremely important that accountability exists among team members, and all team members should have the ability to bring attention to those who are not carrying their weight. Managers should support those who are proactive and create a space where progress and work are transparent and public to everyone on the team. Because it's not about control, it's about transparency and about creating a fair space for those who are doing the right things. So let's chat about belonging now. Belonging impacts the bottom line from lowering employee turnover by 50% to increase job performance by 56%. Belonging is connected with the self sense of purpose and value, where purpose and value is the ability to understand one's purpose and value, and how it feels to be needed or missed when gone. While the sense of belonging that you see here, is the sense that other people in the team provide you by recognizing, welcoming, and admiring your work. It is important to highlight that to improve employee turnover and performance, organizations and team members like yours will need to explore how you can create a space where people can feel like they belong. And let's move to the next one. All right. So we are already kind of in the middle of this section, and we are going to continue with number 7 first. It is important again we already mentioned the sense of purpose and value earlier, so we're going to move to number 7 and continue with the next ones, just to make sure that we have enough time. So if we look at productivity and performance, it is important again to recognize that this dimension is not only focused on processes and improvements to reduce waste and or increase productivity, but is making sure that we are giving teams the support and also the knowledge they need to be able to manage their time, identify what is important versus what is urgent. We don't want to have everyone spending more than 40% of their time doing on things that are urgent but that don't provide value to the company, and being able to make decisions and prioritize work to holistically benefit the organization. So now we move to stress, learning, and growth. These are the 3 dimensions where a lot of organizations are investing, but a lot of these organizations are not doing it right. In fact, it is possible that your organization is paying for learning and training outside of work, but not creating the opportunities inside at the company for employees where they feel like they are being challenged at work. By challenge, I mean the opportunity to be part of tasks and projects that are outside their bread and butter, and about feeling that you are using your brain power and it's not just about mundane work. If we look at dimensions 9 and 11, these dimensions are connected to how managers support their teams and their ability to coach them and help them manage their work and their stress. In here, the highlight is that managers will need the ability to support, grow, and guide their teams. And they need to understand that each individual is different, and while one person may need coaching to improve their self-confidence, maybe another team member needs support to understand how to prioritize their work or manage their stress. So those are 2 different needs, right, for the team to make sure that they grow and they are guided. And identifying that and being there and providing that support is extremely important. So while these three dimensions are directed dependent on the manager's capability and skills, the organizations need to provide the resources and tools to their managers to ensure they can have the time and resources they need to support their teams. And lastly, but not least, results, as we know, are important. And here in the last dimensions, we have a result-oriented mindset. If your organization and team are driven by results, metrics should serve as a guiding force. This dimension means that you encourage your team to shape their strategy around specific results rather than completing a list of tasks. So while plans may change, the desired results should remain constant. So to be able to enable a team to focus on results, team members should be guided by collective goals and put their own needs and egos aside. So a good question to ask yourself about how are you doing and how close are you to get to that result oriented mindset could be, do team members sacrifice their own interests for the good of the team and organization? So these are the 12 dimensions of a successful and thriving team. Some of them are directly connected, while others depend on managers' capabilities and skills, and others depend on team norms, culture, and so on. But how can you measure which dimensions you need to improve? Um, so we are going to start with that because it's important that you first have the ability to evaluate your current status, and then you are also able to validate if some of the activities that you are implementing are working. So I'm going to go over a few options. So in here, are a few techniques that you can use to measure your team's health and identify areas of improvement. For example, you can create a survey adding statements like this that will help you to determine how your team is doing. You can do this. You can send a survey like this every year, every 6 months, or you can even create a team pulse survey that is short. Basically, we'll have 3 to 5 questions. You can send it every 2 months or so, or something similar, and then evaluate how teams are doing. That's one of the options, and that will help you evaluate your current state, but also in the future to measure if things are improving. Another option that I actually recommend doing both is basically leading one-on-one meetings and asking questions like, how was your ability to focus this week? How is your energy today? And questions like you see here. The next option, or another option that you can use is, is a self-evaluation checklist for managers. This helps managers sometimes create a path in their busy days and create this space for self-reflection. This really gives them gives them as managers the proactive opportunity to look for ways to improve. This is also super important because it helps managers understand how the organizations measure their success and what is expected from them. So, what should we do to create the workspaces where teams can thrive? I'm gonna give you a framework. So once managers have an idea what needs to be improved and how they are doing, they can use this flexible framework to think and discuss the type of activities they could implement to create that environment and culture where the team can thrive. I have decided to give you this framework instead of giving you a list of specific activities that you can start implementing, because every organization and team is different. So it is important that you start evaluating your strengths and weaknesses, and you can choose and brainstorm about the activities that you can start implementing in the next 90 days, in the next year, and so on. So this framework is more focused on giving you a way to explore and think about how what makes your team dysfunctional, which areas can you improve, and so on. So the framework looks like this. As you saw during this session, we start with trust and you go all the way to results, and you can start brainstorming and discussing ideas about what type of activities you can implement on each. You can start with trust if that is an area that needs to be improved, and then move up as you go. You have here a QR code to access an example, and in that example you will see a few ideas and things that could be implemented. You don't need to use exactly those. It's just to give you a reference. So um, I'm gonna let you go there, check it out. If you have any questions, you can always contact me. In fact, I wanna give you the opportunity at the end of these sessions to ask me questions. Do you have any questions about this framework or the 12 dimensions? Please let me know. Or if you have maybe a reduction in team's productivity, engagement, and it's something that you want to discuss, please feel free to do so. But before we move into questions, I want to share my appreciation and also admiration to the Woman in Tech team for making this happen, and especially for empowering women to share their voice. But I also want to share my appreciation with all of you for being here and making your teams a priority. Thank you. Any questions?